هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله؟ هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله؟ هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله؟ هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Hilaal TV. This is Know Your Charity. I'm your host Luqman Shadrack, and I'm going to be telling you a bit more about Darul Arqum. Well, the gentlemen in studio are going to tell a bit more as well, but I'm going to ask them those pertinent questions and get to know your charity a bit more. First up, I'd like to welcome Sheikh Ibrahim Dawood, who is the principal of Darul Arqum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Luqman, it is a pleasure to be here as well as in the company of all the viewers.
Jazakallah so much for being here today. And then we also have Sheikh Ibrahim Gabriels, who is the president of Darul Arqum. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam, Brother Luqman. It's a great honor and a privilege to be with you again, and also with all the viewers of Hilaal TV.
Jazakallah so much. So when it comes to running an organization like Darul Arqum, there's always a bit of a history and a pattern that has built up over the years as well. Sheikh, would you mind giving us a bit of history of Darul Arqum?
Yeah, I fully agree with you that it's important to know the history of all institutions and organizations. So alhamdulillah, when myself and Sheikh Rafan and others, when we returned from Medina to Munawwara after our studies, we were looking at, from the outside, we could see that, the public schools, the government schools, it's not so ideal for our children. And some of our, and in fact, that time, it was still apartheid years.
Right.
Our children were not aware, the girls were not allowed to wear like Muslims should wear. And so, alhamdulillah, we then started in Mitchell's Plain to think about establishing our own Muslim school that will cater for our children. They will have the same curriculum like all other children in South Africa, but added to that, they will be in an environment of Islamic environment.
MashaAllah.
They will be able to learn the Quran, Hadith of Rasulullah, and they can wear properly like Muslims wear, alhamdulillah. And so in 1992, alhamdulillah, we established a school, alhamdulillah. But prior to that, the brothers that came together to establish a school, we call ourselves Al-Ihsan. And the meaning of Ihsan it's a deep meaning, as you know, and all Muslims know, because that was the question that Jibreel alayhi salam asked our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya Rasulullah, what is Ihsan? And our beloved Nabi Muhammad said, Ihsan is to worship Allah as if we can see Allah. And if you can't see Allah, know well that Allah sees you. So we said to ourselves, we're going to run the school as if we can see Allah with sincerity. And if we can't see Allah, we know that Allah sees us. How do we run the school? So alhamdulillah, that happened in 1992. So this year we were celebrating 31 years of Darul Arqum, alhamdulillah. And so when we started off, we had to choose a name. And sometimes Allah gives guidance. So we choose the name Mitchell's Plain Islamic High School, because Mitchell's Plain is a big area. And so the intention was that this school is not about a person or a family. It's about the community.
Right.
So it was established for the community, and for the benefit of the community. And as we know that Mitchell's Plain is a sub-economic area, it's a difficult area. But alhamdulillah, we have survived. And so later on, the MGC at the school, Darul Arqum Islamic Institution. And then there was also a school at Masjid Quds, ICOSA, Islamic College of South Africa. Sheikh Ibrahim is a graduate of that college.
Oh, mashallah.
So alhamdulillah, Allah granted they merged. And so when they merged, they became IPSA, the current IPSA.
Right.
So we grabbed the opportunity to take this great name of Darul Arqum, because it is the first institution in Islam of which Rasulullah was the principal, subhanallah, and the learners were the Sahaba. So we take great pride in that our school is linked directly to the greatest principal ever and the greatest learners ever, and we believe that is part of our barakah and our success at Darul Arqum, alhamdulillah.
That's absolutely amazing. And I'm sure in 92, back then already, you must have had so many challenges from the community, from the municipality, with regards to your idea and your uniqueness of opening up an Islamic school. And it's a high school at the same time.
That's right. It's an Islamic high school. And in fact, we started with girls.
Okay.
Because at that time, and up till now also, we believe that the girls and the females, they are the most important people of the world.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have strong mothers in the community, then you have a strong nation. You know, like the poet says, Al-Ummu Madrasa idha a'dattaha a'datta sha'ban tayyib al-araq. The mother is like an institution in herself.
Gee.
If you've prepared her, you have prepared a strong nation. So inshallah, may Allah grant there's a lot of barakah and success going to continue from Darul Arqum, inshallah.
Inshallah, Ameen. The school itself is a pretty unique offering, and we all know Darul Arqum in Cape Town as well. But for those that don't know too much, Sheikh, what makes Darul Arqum so unique as a school?
Darul Arqum has core values, and that core values is very unique because it spells out Rahim, the acronym Rahim, which means respect. The R is for respect and responsibility, the A for accountability, the H for humility, the I for integrity, the E for excellence, and the M for morals and ethics.
MashaAllah.
And these are the core values that we ingrain in the kids from grade 8, and hopefully when they exit after matric, they've embodied these beautiful qualities of Rahim, inshallah, and become dynamic leaders in our community. So there's a great sense of spirituality at our school.
Right.
In the sense that, firstly, at our school, when we employ teachers, we'll also look at their backgrounds. And currently at our school, part of the academic as well as the Hifd Academy, we have more than 14 Hafidh al-Quran teachers. Allahu Akbar. We have more than 6 ulama that is present at our school. But they've studied also the academics. You understand? So they're all involved. They're either involved with religion studies, in Arabic, the Islamic studies. Some is into life sciences, into the natural sciences. So alhamdulillah, we have placed them strategically so that they can have that impact on the hearts of the children.
MashaAllah.
And spiritually, alhamdulillah, with the Hifd Academy there, every single day when we walk into that school, we hear the buzzing of the words of Allah being recited.
Alhamdulillah.
So they placed on the top floor. So when we walk in before school start, they reciting the Quran. When we leave, they still reciting the Quran. So alhamdulillah, every single day, there's some learners that is reciting an average of 5 juz a day. Some is reciting 7 juz. You can imagine the amount of blessings that is coming down on the school with those learners memorizing the Quran. Alhamdulillah, we also had last year more than 10 learners completing the memorizations, actually 12 learners that memorize the Holy Quran. And we have 4 of them that is going to tamat, so it means they're going to be tested externally by others to make sure that they know the Holy Quran. We also have, alhamdulillah, with regards to our outreach programs at our school, we have the Sandwiches for Success. Every Friday, we collect monies from the kids. They give us voluntarily. And the kids themselves purchase the bread, and they prepare the bread for the neighboring school. So it's about 250 to 300 slices of bread that we give to our neighboring schools, impoverished school as well. And alhamdulillah, we also have our soup kitchen that is running every Thursday for our community. And alhamdulillah, the community has also bought into the school. They look out for the school. If they see anything happening at the school, they will inform us. So we're very happy where the school is located. We never had any kind of incidents because the community is looking out for us. Outshoring for this month of Ramadan, they have prepared already a full program of which locations they're going to.
Nice.
They have collected clothing from the beginning of this year, alhamdulillah, until now. All pre-loved clothing packaged by them themselves, and they prepare to go out to those communities and feed those communities with the context that they have made inside the community themselves.
This is such an environment where we're growing leaders, we're growing people that can really, touch the hearts of others as well, and the needs of the community in Mitchell's Plain and the surrounding areas as well. So after the break, we're going to catch up a little more with Darul Arqum, and we have a pledge line that's coming up. We're going to tell you a little more about that. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Hilaal TV.
لا يعلمها إلا الله هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله؟ هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله؟ هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله؟ هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله؟
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Know Your Charity. I'm Luqman Shadrack, and with me in studio is an organization called Darul Arqum, which is a household name right here in Cape Town. Before the break, we chatted about some of the great accomplishments and the history of Darul Arqum, but I want to continue and find out a bit more what makes the school still continue to produce so many well-informed students into our community. Sheikh, the successes of Darul Arqum is, I mean, we're not going to have enough time to chat about it, but if you would like to summarize for our viewers, what are some of the great stories and successes that have come out of Darul Arqum?
Brother Luqman, you could have asked a more important question. And I want to start off with, I feel that the greatest success that we have experienced for 31 years is that we believe and we know that Allah was with us all the way.
Mm-hmm.
We could feel it. Like Allah mentioned so many times in the Quran, for example, Wallahu ma'as sabirin. Allah is with those people who persevere.
Sure.
And we persevered. And we feel that Allah has been with us all the way. Darul Arqum has also taught us that if you put in the effort and hard work, the rest will leave in the hands of Allah. When I was a student in Medina, we complained to one of our teachers, said, "Teacher, we have got so many, we had 16 subjects."
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, you don't worry. Addi wajibak wa la tubali. You carry out your duty, the rest you leave in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So alhamdulillah, part of our successes, Darul Arqum is proud to say to the community that we have produced medical doctors, civil engineers, so many educators, teachers. Many of them are teaching now at Darul Arqum, alhamdulillah. So many ulama. In fact, the first PhD graduate from Medina University from South Africa is from our school, alhamdulillah. So we can't thank Allah enough for all the help that Allah has given us. And I want to thank the community, South African community. After thanking Allah, then we want to thank the South African community because we were averaging about between 200 and 300 children. Currently, we're between 700 and 800.
Wow.
In fact, that's why later on we're going to talk about the pledge line. We need more classrooms because there are so many, the demand, Sheikh Ibrahim will explain the principle, the waiting list is so long. And we want to, accommodate all those children and want to come to Darul Arqum, inshallah. And so we make dua for the community of South Africa that Allah must bless them and Allah must reward them for helping us to take Darul Arqum to another level, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Sheikh Ibrahim, I would imagine that having a circular curriculum as well, that the kids would get involved in various projects in and around Cape Town and South Africa as well. Do you have some of that you would like to mention to our viewers?
Yes, alhamdulillah, our kids are involved, our learners are involved in various masajid, and they're extending themselves to orphanages, old age homes. So before the COVID-19, alhamdulillah, every month our kids used to prepare the meals and serve the aged. But alhamdulillah, it's restarting now again. Alhamdulillah, it's getting back into motion. And that is what our children is involved with. So they have an itinerary for the entire year that they work out and how they want to get involved into various organizations. Even in the masajid, with regards to the masjids, they're serving on some of the boards of the masajid.
Amazing.
And alhamdulillah, that is making huge strides. Certain evenings at our masjids, then we have 500 of our learners gathering between Maghrib and Isha, alhamdulillah. Besides that, academically, I must add that the school has been doing very well.
Alhamdulillah.
For the past 5 years, we're averaging for our grade 8s to grade 12 between 98.5% to 99%.
Brilliant.
So yes, we have more than once reached the mark of 100% for our matriculants in various grades as well. And we have received a lot of accolades from our local newspapers and institutions, as well as from the Western Cape, education department, where there's, besides the 100% pass, they also acknowledge the greatest increase in bachelor passes at our school,
Right.
as well as IPSA and Medina Institute also recognizing the sterling work that we're doing at the
Amazing.
school, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And then we also have a cultural and sport aspect, which is also very important.
Okay.
We're doing well there as well, alhamdulillah. Biqudratillah. Since 2019, we're the reigning champs of the Nashi competition.
Mashallah.
Make dua that we're going to keep those trophies there.
Ameen. Ameen.
We just had learners participate in a full Quran competition over the weekend, and they came first and second, alhamdulillah. For the last competition, Islamic studies competition, we had 2 teams were allowed to enter. So we had a boy and a girl team, and both one won first and the other one won second, alhamdulillah. So the school is doing well, and because of that, the word is going around, and there's a huge demand for the school. And last year, a lot of people were disappointed. We usually accept about 6 classes, which is about 150 learners, but unfortunately, we had to scale it down only to 4.
Okay.
And this year, we're looking at actually increasing those classes in order for us, inshallah, to accommodate more learners.
Right. So that's one of the challenges that you
That's
would
one of the
face now
challenges.
at Darul Arqum. And I would imagine that with an organization as big as yours, there are a few other challenges that
Yes.
that are there. Would you like to mention those to us?
Maybe I must go into some of the details without mentioning any other kids' names. We also service the community and the locations. So we have a situation, a mother brought a child to the school and said she would like to enroll because she embraced Islam. The entire family is non-Muslim, and she have a lot of brothers, but none of them is Muslims. Only this girl and this mother that is Muslim. And unfortunately, during the course of this year, when the mother crossed the road, a taxi knocked the mother, and she passed on. So that child is alone. She's the only Muslim in that house. And so we try to take care of those kids. And that is not only one incident like that. We have another incident where a mother and a boy embraced Islam, and then the father divorced the mother. And so she's battling to keep the child with her in order to preserve the Islam of that child. There's kids that we've also sponsored in the past through the donations of our generous donors, alhamdulillah. A lady living six children, she has 6 children, no husband, in a shack, small shack. 3 of those kids came through the school already. Through the mercy of Allah and through the donations of the community, 3 of them is at university, and top universities, UCT, and that they're completing, one is completing his degree at the end of this year. And we know that education, it changes lives. And we want people to be part of that change. So inshallah, his sisters at the school now currently. So we try to help them in that fashion. There was a learner in our school last year. Due to COVID, his father died, then his mother died. He's alone in the house. No electricity, no water. The teachers had to make sandwiches for him and bring in food at night and things like that. They assisted him. Alhamdulillah, he passed with bachelors. So for us, those is lovely stories to listen to, but it's a reality for us every day. And the opposite is also true. Sheikh's son, he was one of our first graduates of the boys, Sheikh Abdullah, alhamdulillah. So he's at our school, he's a teacher also.
Oh, that's so special.
And he told me, Sheikh, one of the students had dropped out from our school. That time we didn't have the pledge lines. He dropped out and unfortunately passed on. But on his deathbed, he never managed to, he left the school in grade 11, he never matriculated. He told Sheikh Abdullah and all the other learners, matriculants, he called them before he passed on. He said, the only place where he felt safe was at Darul Arqum. Because his father passed on and it was only his mother taking care of him. And I feel that there's so many children, we don't want to put them out of the school ever because of school fees.
Of course. Knowing some of the challenges, Sheikh, that Sheikh Ibrahim Dawood has mentioned to us now as well, we would like to host a pledge run right here on Hilaal TV. Give us more details. Give our viewers more details.
Yeah, so honorable viewers, we are looking forward for you to again support us on our pledge line this year. It's going to be on the 2nd of April, the morning from 10 o'clock until 2:30 on Hilaal TV. And we ask Allah subhanahu to reward you for all the support that you have given Darul Arqum Islamic High School. And we have 6 classrooms, 350,000 rand a classroom. Now just imagine you donating a classroom. Allahu Akbar. The time doesn't allow me to explain the details of your benefits that you will get in Jannah. And also, again, to support the orphans, just for 10,000 rand per orphan. And you and Rasulullah will be together like this in Jannah for supporting an orphan, inshallah.
Jazakallah so much, Sheikh.
هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله هل لك سر عند الله بينك أنت وبين الله هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله